Hey, Nana. Hi, Catherine. Hey, Kristen. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to see who. Let me refresh my chat. Hey, Chris. Now my chat is all messed up. Okay. Hi, Maddie. Hey, Renee. How are you? Long time, right? Absolutely. I saw something from you recently. Where was it? Oh, it was in Slack, maybe? I don't know. I saw you wrote something recently. Maybe it's a comment. I don't know. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Mimi. You're good. That's good. Hey, Evie. You went out with Casbat to that. I saw that. I mean, I wasn't there at the live because I was painting, and I didn't know you guys were live. But you went to that serial killer thing. Oh no, wait. There's so many Evies and Eva. I have the wrong one, right? It's Evie Scorpio that went with her, right? Oh boy. You watch all the videos during the day? Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah, you're in New Zealand. Okay, I had the wrong Evie. Sorry. And then it was last week I got you, or a few days ago I got you mixed up with Eva, or who's pregnant. Remember, I thought you were pregnant, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that? Yeah, that's crazy. Hi, Whisper to Me. Everybody's taking their sweet time getting in here. Wouldn't that have been something if I didn't see your answer in chat and I thought that for a long time? Hi, Sarah. You had no notification. I know, I don't think there were notifications. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Stephanie. You're in New Zealand too? Hey. Hi, Carol. Hey, Scarlet Rain. Oops, I know what's going on. I forgot to put my... That's why it looks weird. You hope you're... Beverly. Hi, Mystery Truth Seeker. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mandy Hall. Hi, J Bills. We take it one day at a time. She had a pretty good day today. It was rainy and damp. I had a fire inside because it was like a chill in the air. So I think her joints might have, with the Lyme disease or whatever, it probably acted up a little more. And so now she's in there with the fire because I think it's like really dry and it feels good and more and hot, you know what I mean, not damp or anything. So she likes that. You love them. That's hi. Oh, hi, Chris. Hi, Joe. Two scooters. I see Jessica. Hi. What's going on today? Hi, Randy. Today was rainy. I wanted to go we're going to go apple picking and stuff tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's supposed to be good. Let's hope it doesn't. Inver, Cargill, Evie. No notifications. So what's going on today? What's going on with everybody? What was your weather like? Did anybody go apple picking today? Do they even do apple picking in Las Vegas? No, right? It was, you hit 100. Sunny, lazy day, Evie. 98 in Sacramento. Wow. Your apples aren't ready yet, Mandy? When do they get ready? October? Yeah, nobody did Dar's Cabins. I don't know. I must have. You know what it might be? I posted, sometimes when I post 1 or 2 videos, like even though they're not lives and they're like crafts. How you doing, Zoe? Sometimes we don't get notifications on the 3rd one. I don't know. YouTube is like, that's enough. You don't know anyone who goes apple picking there in Las Vegas? It's just not. Raining, yeah, that's what it was doing here. You went to a lake to enjoy a final day of jet skiing. You're in, where are you, Renee? In Pennsylvania? Or you're out in the Midwest? A few more weeks and they'll be ready. The Honeycrisp apples are ready. Like last year, this farm that we're going to tomorrow was the one we wanted to go to because it's closer and everything. But because of all the rain last summer, remember how I don't know, those of you in the north, oh, you're in Colorado, okay. Those of you in the Northeast might remember the rain. We had no beautiful colors. The only year I remember we didn't have any colors with the leaves. They were like shades of brown. It was horrible, and everybody said it was because of the rain. And a lot of the apple orchards, it was bad. It was really bad. But so I didn't think they were going to have anything. I thought we were going to have to go where we went last year, which was a nice place, but it was further away. But I looked and they were like, oh, the Honeycrisp is ready. I'm like, oh, the Honeycrisp is ready? Because I remember we went about the same time last year, and some of the Honeycrisp, but Honeycrisp is ready. So, plus they have those big air pillows, and they have, hay rye, everything. So, corn maze. I don't think the place we went to last year had a corn maze. But we just went to pick up. Okay. I want to remember my camera this year. Last year I just had my phone and my GoPro. The other day a groundhog was sitting in your background eating an apple. You have an apple tree back there that he was eating from? You hate when the leaves get slippery. Hi Brenda. Hi Carol. And he was just sitting there eating it. That's cute. Unless you were mad and you chased him away. Get off my apple tree. I can't believe how... What do you do with all the apples? We eat them. We eat them. Seriously. No problem last year with all the apples. Sometimes... like we say to bake a pie, but we didn't even get to a pie last year and we got a lot of apples, but we just ate them. I like good apples. Isn't it horrible when you get an apple and it's disgusting. It's all like starchy and it's not crisp and it's not, that's what I find. The fruit lately, like peaches, I'm scared to death to buy peaches because I can rarely find really good peaches. Hey, Jeannie. But that's why I like the apples. I got good pears the other day. That was amazing because you make apple pie. Yeah, but we don't even have it. We eat them. Here in Oz, we are in a really bad drought. It has not rained for ages. Grown men are brought to tears. There's no feed for the animals and the farmers. Oh no, Lacey, that's horrible. Oh my gosh. You can't do cherries? Ever since watching that video, that was good. What, wait. What's with the cherries? What happened to the cherries? Jessica, you never picked an apple in your life? You sound like my daughter, J Bells. I never went apple picking, but everybody was doing it on Facebook, right? And I said to Jimmy, we're terrible parents. We've never gone apple picking. And so we went apple picking. And then my daughter, the other day I said something about, she said something about that new boy, whoever he is, doesn't like apples. He doesn't like apples. So I go, I guess you'll never go apple picking. And she goes, yeah, well, you know, it's not that I ever went in my whole life. Anyway, Mom, I said, she goes, yeah, thanks for taking me. So she said she was coming home this weekend. So I thought, oh, great. You know, I'll make her day. I'll take her apple picking with us. You know, we'll all go again. And then she said I forget why she couldn't come home. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge thing now. I think Facebook made it even huger because everybody wants to go and get pictures picking apples. Don't throw the apple at your brother's head. Smile, everybody. Oh, look what a great time we had. You used to go apple picking. Yeah, that's what we had. You know, I am going to remind her of that, Sharon. We had a cider mill right down here. Did take our kids to the cider mill. They saw the fresh pressed cider. We got apples at the cider mill and pumpkins. I am going to remind her. Thank you, Sharon. That is going to save me from feeling inferior. And like, she's like, thanks for chipping me. That's why we didn't go, because we had a cider mill and the apples went in, they got pressed. Hey, Nana. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Shumuka. Who else did I miss? Pencella, hello. Linda. Who else did? Seaglass. Graciela. Tessa. Yeah, I'm just waiting till everybody gets in here, Tessa, because otherwise I'm going to repeat it like 57 times. Hey, Jay Belendez. Hey, Deborah. I'm just seeing who I missed. Kimberly, how are you doing? Hi, Tracy. Oh, before I forget, hey, Amanda. Good to see you. Hi, Lonnie. I have something. Hold on a minute. You guys remember Songbird Katie, right? Songbird Katie. She doesn't make it to a lot of lives, but she watches and she's a rambler. Let me see here. Okay. She lost her mom. Let me see. Hi, Carolyn. I've missed so many lives and the summaries on the woman's trial because my mom had been in a marked decline of health. She finally surrendered and died Thursday evening. If you and the Ramblers would kindly keep my family and me in your prayers, I would really appreciate it. My mom was able to have her 92nd birthday about 2 weeks before she passed away. You're very lucky to have had her that long. Yeah, it's something to be really grateful for. Yeah, even though I know how hard it is, right? Someday soon, I'll be able to join some live chats. Keep up the excellent work. By the way, I listened to you on your drive home the other night. Your voice is comforting to me, and it helped me sleep after leaving my mom for the last time. Hugs and love, Songbird Katie. So yeah, I let her know that she's definitely, you know, her and her family and everybody is in my prayers. But I told her that I would tell you guys, so because she does want the Ramblers to join along in prayers. good thoughts, whatever. Let me see. Hey, Helen. Hey, Larry. Amanda, I got you right. Jen Proctor, hello. All right, so hi, not that, Nikki. Why, nice, long life. You say, I know it's still difficult. It is, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me see. Is that the, okay, let me just check one other thing because and then but someone I just want to see something because I just looked like there was I don't know if it was an important email or something. Because it says please. So let me just see. You know what's happening? The really important thing, and Kat, people have mentioned that before. I don't know if you're new to the Watts case, or maybe you just didn't watch a lot on YouTube, because that gray truck with the camper shell was spoken of a lot, so much. Yeah, that's been spoken about almost to death. So, yeah, there's nothing new on that. I mean, it was the neighbor that said that was in the area. Yes, there was one parked in front of her mother's house, and Kay's, of course, but that's been spoken about really a lot. You can find a lot of videos on that. Yeah, so it's out there, and it's really nothing ever came of it. Okay, so let me get back to where am I? Hey, Purple. He broke his ankle. Oh no. I hope he heals fast. Purple. Okay, so number one, the house. The house now is not going to be. It doesn't even have a new date. They called it off. They said it'll be into 2020. 2020 sounds so weird now. It'll be into 2020 before anything is done with the house. And so that's not happening on the 17th, the 18th. It's not happening on October 17th, November. No, not December. No, it's into 2020. And there's a lot of different speculation on what's going on, but nothing really concrete, just a lot of speculation. And yes, well into 2020. Your husband knows what time. Oh, the mommy lady Megan, huh? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is there's books coming out as well as the movie. We know about the movie. The movie's, I guess, is 2020 going to be like all this Watts stuff is going to go on? Oh yeah, Dar's Cabin, of course. Yes. And we'll definitely be doing Frazee and we normally do follow trials and stuff. You can't wait to go apple picking. Are you going tomorrow? So then he's been talking to 2 people. So there's supposedly 2 books coming out. And then the movie coming out in 2020. But the books, I'm sure you've seen What the Heck is Going On in YouTube, right? You just love it? Okay, yeah, good. Because I like following trials too. It's very interesting when you can follow a trial that's, on there in real time, like we will with Frazee and stuff. You won't buy apples, only farmers market. Was picked a year ago? I don't know. Wow. Okay. So, hey, Save Robbie. So you probably know what's going on, okay? There's a lot of he said, she said, this one said, and there's a lot of flip-flopping, to say the least, and you can't help think that it's a flip-flop of opportunity. If you catch my drift, when someone turns around full circle, I sound a bit under the weather? No, Tessa. No, knock on wood. No, I'm good. When someone turns around full circle, okay, it's great. It's great if you say their actions are genuine, right? And if they're truly moving from a point of bashing victims to a point of sticking up for victims, then, that's great if somebody comes around. But if it sounds more like the only reason that someone is coming around is because whoever they aligned themselves with before doesn't want them around. And in order to get back at said people, I don't even think, yes, there's a component to that, Evie, but I think it's also about I'll show you. And then when you see this person start to want to align themselves with someone they have bashed brutally, since day one of this case, right? Everything they could say, they said. And now they've turned around completely and they want to pass this information on to Shanann's family and, align themselves with them. You might as well go, oh, they give you stale donuts to feed the ducks? Oh. So, it's, right. And the other thing is, Red Raven, while they do make a couple of hints of it, okay? While they do make a couple of points like, oh, I can't believe I'm saying this, or who would have thought I'd say this? They downplay it completely, because like somebody will come in there and go, oh my gosh, am I even hearing correctly that you're bashing someone for doing this when you've done this for almost a year, right? And then they get very, what do you mean? So this is just like wildfire, and it's just going from station to station. And then you see that another person that was the partner of the lady that flipped is going on And you can question motives there as well. Like, what's going on? Is it really about this, or is it about digging that person? So there's a lot of craziness going on. If you have no clue. Just about how people that used to mercilessly bash Shanann, sea glass and shells, have flipped and now are saying they are like the champion for Shanann and want to align themselves with the Rusaks because they're privy to a. It's not even. Then this is the other thing. It's not even the book that they're privy to. There's so many lies going around, but supposedly they're saying it's the book that that person is privy to. The other side is saying that's not the book. Those are Cindy Watts's personal thoughts, and that nobody, I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about, right? You're not all lost like sea glass. Well, I mean, unless you think that all these people just saw the light in the same day, I don't know. But the thing is, there are two books. And there are two books, and one person says the book that is being written by a professional author named Kathleen, that's all we know, Kathleen, is, well, the one side says it's going to be horrendous, absolutely horrendous, Watts right now, towards Shanann. Okay? But here's the thing. When asked to explain, and I've always found this crazy, okay? Sometimes the people that speak the loudest about this case have never even read the discovery. They don't even know the facts on the case, and they perpetuate fake pictures and fake narratives in order to prove their point. Like, there are Photoshop pictures of like things being added into the crime scene photos, okay, that were not there. They were totally just photoshopped, and they were posting them and saying, look, this is Shanann's, and it wasn't even true. They don't know basics about the discovery at all. If they knew as much as they should about this case, like, I think anybody that follows this case, you probably all have listened to Ronnie's interview, right? After after he confessed, right? And do you remember when he said in that interview the thing about the Power Ranger costume? Do you remember whose fault it was that Ronnie said? Do you remember it? In the interview, who did he say he couldn't believe that she made him go all the way back there to get the Power Ranger helmets? Well, we've discussed it a lot. Okay? You didn't hear? Well, if you listen to the interview, Ronnie says right then and there, I mean, we can play it. I mean, you should listen. I have it on this station. You should go listen. But listen. He says he's telling the officer how difficult Shanann is and how there was a birthday party and they went 3 hours and got Power Ranger costumes. And when they got to the house, they realized they didn't have the helmet or something. And Ronnie said that Shanann had a hissy fit, and she said he has to go all the way back there. That is exactly the way that I heard the story. Well, last, whatever it was, when this whole flip-floppy thing went on, this person goes, wait till you hear the smear that's going to be in this book. You're not going to believe this. Oh my gosh. They're accusing Shanann of being the one that asked them to go back there. And I'm thinking to myself, apparently you didn't really study the case at all, did you? Because if you did, you would know that interview back and forth. And this person claims that this is not the way I was told the story. I was told the story that Chris was just such a good guy and he decided he wanted to go back on his own. Now that's a load of crap. Because has anybody ever heard that version of the story? When Ronnie himself told the version in the interrogation room, in the interview room in Weld County? Was this other part just fabricated? And wouldn't you find it really weird that if Cindy was the one that told that part of the story, that she was saying something totally different than Ronnie and something that would have made Shanann look good then? Because so it's a load of you know what, okay? But it just shows you better be really careful what and who you listen to, because there's a bunch of crap going down on YouTube about these books, what's in them, who's doing it, and all this. So, and I just can't believe that when someone does this, no one says, because it just tells you then, like, nobody followed the case that was listening. No one says, no, hold on, wait a minute, that's not the way it went down, right? No one says, no, Ronnie said himself, they blamed it on her back then. What are you talking about? So, absolutely, Red Raven, and they must think people are either they have no memory, or they're stupid, or I don't know. But they already said she did that, Alyssa. Yeah, it's different. What you mean, Alyssa, she would probably say that she was told Chris took the doll picture, and now it's being told Shanann is. It doesn't make any sense what's going on. And that, okay, if you want to believe that she has this manuscript, right? She has this manuscript. And that's about the best thing she pulled out of it. Besides saying it was going to, no, would you guys really, knowing what you know, would you expect a book that certain people have something to do with not to paint Shanann as this? I mean, are you shocked by that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, we know that, Linda, but that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. It's just the hypocrisy and how people forget, and I don't understand it. And then yet, okay, now the only thing that's come out, okay, that's circulating too, is about the oxycodone. Now, have you heard what they're saying about the oxy now? That apparently Chris, now I got a message on my blog, okay? I got a message on my blog, and it said, this was a few months ago, and it said, Carolyn, you need to look, not here, not YouTube, okay? My website, and not even the true crime website, the Mommy Ramblings one. It said, Carolyn, you need to look into who is visiting Chris in prison, because it's a woman. She's writing a book and she's visiting them. I think she's visiting him. I think she said every weekend or whatever. And they said some other stuff. It was in the moderated comments. I never put it out there or on there, and I never looked into it. But apparently he is, yeah, Hennessy, do I believe? I don't believe anything out of his mouth. I really don't. Just like he's a liar. We know she had no traces when she died. And if he gave it to her, as they're saying, in that Thrive drink, and we have all speculated that, because those drink bottles were right there, and he mentioned it to Tammy, right? He said, oh, she always drinks that right before bed. It's one of the things I thought. But then when the toxicology came in, there was none of that in her system. So for someone to say that he put it in her Thrive drink that night, it would show up in her system. Apparently, that is what is being said. And the other one is that not only did he do it that night, that apparently, now we've all seen the text. Now, again, this can be another, okay, he is a liar. We know he's a liar. He's seen the texts, right? And everybody's seen the text where she asks for something for her headache, right? And he brings her something. Well, now he's saying that he brought her oxycodone. Both, Brandy. 2 times is what's out there. And that he brought her the oxycodone, and he said to her, he pretended it was whatever she wanted for her headache. Now, number one, if someone takes a certain medication for a migraine or whatever she was taking, she knows what it looks like, right? She did get very sick. And if at any time he gave it to her, it could have very well been then, because she wasn't tested right away. Okay? But it could also be another lie of his. Okay? There's also, the third thing was that he told someone in North Carolina when he was there that those girls have got to go. Those girls have got to go, his daughters. So, I don't know who he's telling that to in North Carolina, because he didn't meet with anyone in North Carolina except his parents. So this is all going around. And Darwin Zingelman, true, he did say that. How do you know true, he did say that? And I think maybe Tammy, maybe she's, maybe he is enjoying, we know he loves the attention. He absolutely loves the attention. Why would he say this? But the creator claiming that this on her life should zero proof that he said this. Absolutely. And, we'll wait till the book comes out, supposedly, right? That he's talking again to these people, and she was privy to a manuscript of this, which I find really difficult to believe. Because if the family isn't working with her and isn't friendly to her, why on earth would she be given that? Exactly, Sunflower. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a huge thing going on right now. And it's spreading like wildfire. But what I'm trying to say is, look at the facts right on. This person that's saying this didn't even know the real Power Rangers story. This person that's saying this didn't even study the Discovery, because there have been so many mistakes that person has made regarding Discovery. He said it gave her... No, it's 2 different times, Ma Wait. It's said that I heard the Thrive drink was said to have happened the night of. The other one was when he gave her a pill. And there is something about a text. There is a text with her saying he got her something. And then her getting very, very sick. But again, if it is 90 days in the system, nothing showed up on a toxicology screen in the autopsy. So these books are going... But Alyssa, do you believe... Oh my gosh. The problem with a pathological liar... Who believes them? He could say whatever he wants. He said stuff in that March interview that I don't believe. Her first name is Kathleen, and she's supposedly a professional author. You heard Sydney. It's Brenda starting this, Darwin. You heard he's talking a bunch in prison. Where are you hearing this from, Darwin? Chase Wild? Okay, first thing is the auction for the house is not going to be until well into 2020 from what they're saying right now. Okay, and that's real. That's real news, folks. It's on the website and everything. The other real news is, in case you missed it, there is going to be a Lifetime movie, and that's going to be in 2020. And then the other thing is that 2 books are being written, and there's a lot being said about what is going to be in those books. And the people that are saying it were people that bashed Shanann from head to toe, month after month after month after month after month after month, and now are saying... And they want to align themselves with the Rusaks. But They just happen to have what seems to be a really bad falling out with the Watts family. So it looks like they're trying to throw them under the bus and become relevant by suddenly taking up a torch for Shanann and the Rusaks. Hey there, Danielle. So, it's just, you know how stuff goes on YouTube? Just be aware of it. Yeah. It doesn't show orange when you type, but others that you type to will see. Oh, you're okay. You don't trust them, right? After just about a year, of Slender. Hey, Evelyn. Lynn, she's not in the witness protection program. But you know what, Red Raven? They talk to people like they're insane, and then the people in the chat are acting insane because they're just acting like this is, oh yeah. And then when somebody says something like, how can you say this? You're the biggest hypocrite on earth or whatever. There's like immediate anger lashed out and everybody's like, oh, stop it. You know, like it, as if it's not true. It's totally delusional. I think you're thinking of Anna, right? That's not who's writing the one book. That's not. It's going around, right, Delilah? Showing the cops are right. I have, just like I just read that other email, there are so many people coming into the case now. Maybe it was because of the August anniversary and people that have never been on the case. I've gotten so many emails from totally new people asking about things, asking me to look over security cam video, asking me to look over stuff that we've been over 1,000 times, not just this one email here. And I think there's a lot of new people coming into it. And I don't know what's going on, but it's like starting all over again in like rapid succession. They said Cindy was trying to send messages to Chris in jail through the podcast. Like he can get YouTube in jail. How can they believe that? I think the most they do is tell him about it on the phone because he did know about Nutgate, right? But that's all through the phone, I think, and any in-person visits. No new files, Diane. Nope. Mm-mm. Well, Chris knows it too, Tara. Chris knows it. So just be aware, and I think it's going to get crazier. Oh, hi, Kathy. I can't believe it, you know, how the Power Ranger story, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense, even if you thought about it, that they're going to say that Cindy was taking up for Shanann back when they were bashing her on national TV, on the news, and Ronnie gave the Shanann version in an interview. You're going to try to make me believe that Cindy was saying no, it was because Chris was a nice guy that he went back and got it. And now it's no, Shanann made him do it. Ronnie said Shanann in the first interview. But everybody's just, yeah, oh yeah, oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm so surprised that, like, I'm like, oh, somebody's going to go, wait, you have it wrong. You have it wrong. You got to go back. No one. Sarah, they wanted the harassment to stop, but what's happening now is somebody that used to harass them, right, is now flopped. But if you think there's real integrity there, or is it just because it's a great way to throw other people under the bus that want nothing to do with her, them anymore? Is it a convenient flip-flop, or is it genuine? And what's sadder is this person is saying that I'm going to reach out to them. I want to help them. The Rusaks. I think they're smart enough to know anything coming from that person. But, so it's scary. Yeah, so just be aware, because you're going to see a lot of things. There's supposed to be, I believe, another video tomorrow. And if I'm not mistaken, that channel that claimed, I'm not going to monetize my channel. This is another, I have to just tell you, when creators can't be truthful, it drives me crazy. Okay? I've seen so many creators go, I don't monetize my channel. You see, it's not monetized. I don't monetize it. I don't. And then someone that's not familiar with what needs to happen to get your channel monetized will look and say, well, they have over 1,000 subscribers. I guess they're telling the truth that they're not monetized, because they're just such, they just want to just put all this work in and, not run any ads or anything, right? And while they're doing this, now I've seen YouTuber after YouTuber do this, okay? I'm not going to, and people think, they go, oh, well, she's not monetizing anything. Oh, really? But you see their, Patreon link or their PayPal links going up, and it still doesn't register that what's going on until they get monetized. See, on YouTube, it's not just 1,000 subscribers. You have to have a certain amount of view minutes, okay? Then you have to be approved. Okay, not everybody gets approved for an AdSense account. So when you see a lot of YouTubers say, I don't monetize because, I'm just such a great person, and it's a joke. She's monetized now. And that's why you're going to see the videos coming and coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Because if she does not keep her minutes up, the monetization is gone. Okay? So they can't be truthful. I don't understand. What is wrong with that? If someone says, look, I'm putting in time and effort, I do research, I do this, I do that, and I'm going to run ads on my video. I don't think anybody, I would never hold that against somebody that's bringing me quality content on a channel that I'm watching, right? Why do they have to lie? Why do they have to lie when they're not? Why can't they say, I can't get monetized yet. I haven't reached 4,000 minutes. I haven't reached this amount of subscribers. I haven't reached, AdSense is disapproving me for some reason, right? Whatever it is, say it. But then when they get monetized, it's a completely different thing. But up until then, they're bashing. Okay? Oh my gosh, she cries about, oh my gosh, she has to have ads on everything. Oh my gosh. So it's nuts. Some people are chronic liars. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know whether it's just my mind, because when I see that, I'm like, oh, now it's okay. And now we just won't even mention it anymore. We won't mention it at all. And I saw the little ad breaks. There was like 20 every time, 20 little ad breaks. And then it said, and I'll have that other video, put that good stuff, have that up Sunday night. So just so you know, and hey, Angel Callie, how's your mom? Your brother? Somebody just put the initials up in the chat or something. There you go, Carol. Yep. Serenity, it was directed at Cindy, correct? You're right. Her video was directed at Cindy. You're correct. It was directed at the whole Watts family. It was directed at Ronnie, Cindy, and Jamie. Suddenly, she was a champion for Shanann. Do you think it's funny that this happened when the family wants nothing to do with her, and when they didn't listen to her and didn't let her write a book because she said she was going to write a book with Kelly, but Kelly wanted all the proceeds to go to the Watts, and Kay said no. So, okay, and I'm not going to fault her for that. I'm not. If she's going to put her time and effort into writing a book, I'm all about you don't work for free, especially if you have a family and you're taking time away from your family, or that's your profession, whatever it is. I don't say anything to anybody about that, but she didn't get the opportunity to write the book. Okay? So there's an axe that is grinding. It's being ground. Oh, you were so sick, Danielle? I hope you're feeling better. They craft on her, yeah. That's right. And people are there acting like, no, she never said that. Oh, come on. She's actually saying they shouldn't be doing this because Shanann is dead and she can't defend herself. Isn't that what we all said? And what did they say to us? Do you remember, some of you that were in that chat and would say, you should not disrespect the dead? Do you remember what her moderator said? You can't disrespect the dead, they said. Stop being ridiculous. Just because she's dead doesn't make her a saint. These are all things they said. They made up mocking saint cards. Saint Shanann. Do you remember this stuff? they did nothing but mock, ridicule Sandy, Frank, Frankie, Shanann. They even did some of it on the kids. And now she must have said, I don't know how many times, it's not right what they're doing. This woman is not around to defend herself. And we were crazy shiners, right? Oh, there's the shiners. Oh, there's the shiners worrying about someone who's dead. You can't disrespect the dead, is what they would say. Mocking, putting up this saint pictures. Oh, sanctifier. Oh, she can't do anything wrong. Oh, the stuff that they said about Sandy and Frank, that they're money hungry. They're doing everything for money. It's so disgusting. They even sold Shanann's clothes, and they saw, oh my gosh, these people are nothing but money hungry grubbers. And now she'd like to align with them and help them. And people are sitting there, oh, I love this channel. She's speaking the truth. Are people really that easily swayed? We're kind of discussing it, Robin. It's kind of crazy what's going on YouTube. No, it was shiners. It was shiners, Bruce. The shiners. Because it's shine like Shanann, and anybody that took up for Shanann, honored her memory, cared about the family, the name that they gave was shiners. Raven, did you see that? I mean, people are already fooled. And like I said, it's hi, Matthew. And I didn't get your message about calling in until after last night. But yeah, you can call in another time, or maybe even after this. Mystery Truth Seeker, well, you're better off, because they were nothing. I mean, they were just infuriating. You couldn't even look at some of the stuff that was posted. And then there was a Facebook group that went even further, just mocking everything, mocking this woman's. They were so jealous of her, right? And her organization. So they pulled apart like every of those crime scene photos when we were all like, wow, look at this woman and her house. She is so freaking organized, right? She should have had her own organizing channel on YouTube. Honestly, she would have made a fortune. Okay, she missed her calling. She was just wow. I think she would have done unbelievable. Okay, but they kept looking and they kept saying, "Did you see that? Did you see her pantry? Did you see that? Did you see what she did there? Did you see her? Oh my gosh!" They pulled everything apart. Every single thing, and then blamed her for leaving videos around that caused this analyzation, and thinking that they could analyze someone by a 10-minute video where she is marketing something and they know everything about her. Fun of her, right? Fun of everything, that she didn't take care of her children, that she had Munchausen's by proxy, that she drove Chris to this, that he killed the kids because the kids were just like her, and just one thing after another. She didn't know how to take care of her husband. If she only knew how to take care of her husband, this never would have happened. But she was always on her phone. She never cared for her kids. She sent her kids to school, to daycare, so she could just sit around and do her thing. She didn't like those kids. Chris took care of those. It's just one thing after another. But now, now it's all changed. And like I said, if it was a genuine change, if somebody really saw the light, but how come they're seeing the light? They're not even acknowledging what they did. There's a tiny little acknowledgement of it, but when someone really gets in there and says, what the freak happened, there's like a denial. Accusing her of abuse, absolutely. Making up the allergy that she didn't really have lupus. Does everybody remember this stuff? Didn't really have lupus, didn't have any of those diseases. The children had none of those allergies. She blew that completely out of control with Cindy and poor Jamie. Oh my goodness. Seeing the towels in the morning. Oh, yeah, everything, yeah, her. Yeah, absolutely. So just watch out, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to see a wave going over, because her ex-partner was going to town on it. And like I said, there'll be another video from that other person, and there'll be another one, and another one, and another one. Oh, they believed she killed the children. Yeah, many believe she killed the children. And wasn't this one going to write to Chris? And he's such a great guy, and he's so good looking, and he was such a great catch. And if only he hadn't found Shanann, that none of this would have happened. That she was a horrible mate for him. I believe, is my opinion, Mrs. Roger Rabbit, that it's to actually hurt the people that rejected her, the family that rejected her. Okay, what better way to get revenge or whatever, and take them, throw them under the bus, and say you have whatever it is that was going to be in there, or start telling horrible whatever, and it's not a far reach. What she was saying was right in the interview, so it didn't make sense, but it was a way to, I think, just get to them. And that's why I think it was. She was, Matthew, yes, absolutely. I don't think it has any, it's just to get back at them. How dare they? How dare they cut ties with her? How dare they not let her, she wanted to write a book. Yeah, I know, Sarah. You're going to see a lot of it. And speaking of that, if you look, here's another thing that goes on, okay? 15, 16, 17 videos, right? All saying, let's not talk about Chris Watts anymore. But every day you make a video about something about Chris Watts, right? And you sit there and you're trying to make people think you're saying, let's stop that, Chris Watts. Every single day you make a video, something about Chris Watts. Do the creators think And I'm not saying that people have to stop, because it is true crime, and I think if it's factual and there is information, go for it. But don't go on and say it's disgusting. People are like, it's like if every single day I came on here, okay, and said it's so disgusting. Everybody's, it's Chris Watts. What is it? What do you think it is? What do you think it is that people can't stop with this case? And I go on a whole video rant of that. Next day, I do it again. The next day, I do it again. I do it again, again, and again, and again. And maybe I put one video in there, just one, where I'm talking about something, his name, it's not in the title, right? But then when I don't get enough views on that, I do it again. But I'm coming on there like I'm holier than thou and saying nobody should be talking about this. And you know what? You know, this is this and this is that. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't understand it. I don't. But I'm telling you, mark my words. Go mark them down now, okay? You are going to see Watts frenzy. Because that's what you will. Write it down. Write it down. We'll be talking about another case, but just write it down. A vlogger, you mean? Oh yeah, there's many that were, yeah. But I think a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of creators that try to really insult your intelligence. And people fall for the crap. And they're just like right in there, just like, I don't know, they don't question. And I've told you that a long time. Question everything. If it doesn't look, something's wrong with this picture, because you don't know how badly I wanted to say, I can't be hearing who I think I'm hearing, right? Because which side have you come to? You know, you've come to this side? I can't believe it. Please refer to your glossary. Oh, release. Yeah, I will, Victoria. I definitely will. Because, thank you, Victoria. She's on whatever. Those are the people, whatever way the wind blows. It got changed to Shriners, did it? I only heard Shiners. You stopped watching the news on TV. Yeah, but Brand, you got to be careful. That's the thing. You have to be careful. There are new people. There will always be new people in search of it. And that's why, I mean, it's good to have factual stuff on there. But, and people are going to, like we said about the movie, people, like, I just hope if they're going to make this movie, they make it factual, right? The movie's going to be made. Make it factual. Because it's not that, look at this case, look at the interest it's brought. It's not that they have to, it's not that it's like a boring case or they say, hey, we have to sensationalize this because nobody's going to watch this, right? Didn't we all say you can't write this? 3 Thrive Patch. No, no. Chris was wearing two, but it was something called Duo Burn, and his father was wearing two as well. Um, but it is Duo Burn, and I think you are supposed to wear the two patches. It's an intense, I guess it's a jumpstart kind of a thing. I've never used Thrive, but I'm not going to judge someone else that does because I haven't used it. Right. They want the truth out. That's correct. You would like to create a 24/7. Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, I thought you were saying you'd third degree. I thought third degree was saying that we would stay on 24/7. You mean you mean like a chat room, correct? Is that what it is? Where did I just see something like that? And I said, "Oh, that's good for a chat room or something," because we did have one on Facebook, but we went wrong on there because we had two moderators that took the page down. Of course, now that's easy to render, but a lot of people aren't on Facebook. There was something, where did I see something where people were chatting? Oh, thank you, Evie. You're amazing. Thank you. There was somewhere where I said, "Oh wow, we could use that to chat," because I know people want to connect. Where third degree burn? Where? What forum? No, I just want to know what forum. Because we do have something. No, if it's going to be something that's connected to my name, then I have to create it. It's just after what happened to us on Facebook. Yeah, I appreciate it, but just tell me what forum. Hey, Wildlife. I don't think it was new, Tara. Hey, Katrina. Thank you. Your hair looks very... Oh, it's a mess today. Yeah, Angelica, but Angelica. I always do that to you. Angel Callie. All right. Thanks, third degree. Okay. The spider. You're back? Hey, Shay Shay. Hi, Bella Mac. A lot of newbies in here, huh, tonight, Bella? Thanks, Evie. Where's Margie? Margie made a nice a drawing. A lot of new faces. Oh, there's Margie. Okay. I didn't see you. When did you come in? Did you just come in? I got your just before I came on. I will ask again. What the heck? What in the world? You're not bashing other creators. Oh no, I know you're not. So I'll prove and watch the playlist. Yeah. Why is Chris Watts fever going on now? I think because of what surfaced the other night. Or was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. It seems like it's been longer than that. Glad to have you back. Where have you been, the spider? There are lots of other cases, and I mean, I think people are really missing out. Like, I think it's, I don't know, those of you that were here with the, and even though it was a controversial case because of the baby and different people's feelings, but the Brooke Schuyler Richardson case, I think there's a different dynamic when you're all into it and the trial's actually going on, right? When everything is actually going on. So that's like really exciting, right? If you're like right in the thick of it with a bunch of people. And the movie, correct, yeah, and the house, and just that there's stuff, just that it was there was so much, people felt like they knew her. There was so much out there. We all felt like we knew her personally because of what was out there. We haven't seen anything yet with that much out there on a person, you know. But I think it was interesting. I think Frazee will be interesting as well. That'll be next month. Because it's then, like, you could look at things. It's unfortunate, like in most cases, you don't have a working discovery until after. So, but it is still interesting with the amount of social media and stuff that's out there. Maybe, yeah, Frazee will be good. It's a shame they're not going to put cameras in the courtroom. That's a shame. I don't know why that judge is resistant to that. I have no idea. He admitted the guilt, yeah. There's a lot of different reasons, but yeah, I don't know, Snow Remover. I just think it's kind of like, you know, when you read a book and it's a really, really great book and you're really invested in all the characters and everything, and I'm not, you know, trivializing anyone's real life, but you know, when you get to that last page, you know, like for me, it was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. That was my favorite book of all time. When you get to that last page and then you're like, oh my gosh, like you just can't even think of picking up the next book because it's not like that family in that book that you've been into. And I think when you have that, all of that drew us to Shanann, the bubbly personality, all the videos, the children, everything, and then just saying, oh my gosh, what happened, right? You become totally invested in them. And it's kind of something like that. So then when there's another case, you're still going back, and I think it's maybe because even though we're rational and we know what's happened, that could we have changed something? Could we have saved something? Something like that. Yeah, there's so many dynamics to why we're emotionally involved. But there are a lot of cases coming up, and I mean, Kelsey Barrett, it's horrific what happened to her. Absolutely horrific. Why are more people not, on that? First of all, she was a very private person. There's not much out there, but I think when that trial begins, and again, they're not going to have cameras, unless something changes. But I still think the testimony and everything, when we get to look into it, it will be something really that we'll want to really follow closely. See, has become the default. Yeah, you're right. Just like sometimes somebody will watch, The Office over and over again, or just put that on if they're, whatever it is. Hey, Youper, you were dealing with health stuff? You can't work? I'm sorry to hear that. You went downstate? I hope you're feeling better. Off topic. Oh my goodness, Two Scooter, it feels wonderful. It was so wet and gray, and I had to light a fire. I put a fire in the fireplace. But speaking of organizing, not to change gears here, but Mama Ames asked me something, and what it was, she said something like, I can't wait, because I've been doing like organizing. And here's the thing. Remember I told you guys, a lot of times when people have like their craft room is a whole mess or whatever it is, right, squirrel? Yeah. What's going on? It's not that the person is lazy. It's the person is a perfectionist. And my IT son would die that you're IT ignorant. Your degrees are history, political science. You tutor college kids, but this stuff makes you feel quite dumb. Yeah, don't worry about it. But you want to hear this funny thing, Danielle? So Mama Ames says to me, how's it going? And Jimmy said to me, how's it going? Because I have all my containers, right? I have so many containers, right? And I'm looking. And you know what my problem is? But here's the crazy, crazy thing. Like, okay, here. Let's just look at this, right? So here's these little doodads, right? And then I've got these acorns. Like, these are all embellishments, right? They're all embellishments. So yeah, put the embellishments in a little basket. Okay. Then I will stress out, okay? So now, meanwhile, these embellishments have all been in like a huge tote with everything else, right? So that didn't bother me. Like, it bothered me. Like, I kept saying, wow, I've got to clean that up, right? I've got to organize that. I've got all the shelves downstairs. I've got all the containers. But now I find myself driving myself insane. Like, I pack up one container and then I go, oh no, should fabric markers be in there with the, I don't know. Let me take them out. And then I'm like, Carolyn, you didn't care. You had an entire tote with everything mixed up, and now you're worried about if you put a fabric marker in with the regular markers. That's what happens. Like, I'm going like, well, should all of these should probably all be sorted into, this should be Halloween and fall embellishments. And, I'm taking it to 19 levels. Like, first it should be that I get the embellishments in there. Then, once all of that's organized, then I can go back and say, okay, do I have an abundance of fall embellishments and Christmas? Let me split them up then. But I'm getting stuck on something so stupid. Does anybody else get like, you're gonna pee your pants? Does anybody else get like that? Like, it doesn't bother you that, like they say, your craft room could be an absolute mess, but when you start to organize it, you start to freak out. Are the acorns going to be in there with maybe a Christmas embellishment? And then you'll never find it. Meanwhile, you would have never found it anyway in the darn tote. You totally relate? You're the same way? Yeah, I'm going nuts with this. And then it's like, it's really like giving me anxiety. And I'm saying, why do I have so much freaking anxiety? As if like I'm going to forget I had the acorns and then I'll remember. But that happens to me anyway every year because I don't organize this stuff and it's in like a big bin or it's somewhere and then I buy it again because I don't even know that I have it. But now that I'm going to do this, it's the perfectionism. I think it could be both. It could be a little of both, CYNT, but it's definitely, my mom was like, stop. Well, that's how Jimmy is. Like, stop it. What the hell does it matter if the acorns are in there with the, just throw all the stuff out. He'd be happy. And it's, you're having, when you worked at a craft store, yeah, I mean, you have OCD, ADD, anxiety, depression. But it's I don't know, like I'm just going like, it's crazy. Split them. Yeah, but like, see right now, Sarah, I'm just saying like, because it's like so major, it's not like I'm just organizing these. It's so major, all the craft stuff and everything I have to organize. So I'm saying, Carolyn, just put it like this. Then once you get it like that, then split them up into holidays and stuff, right? Then worry about this, because I'm just talking about the embellishments. Then worry about it. But just, at least they're in a basket with embellishments, then take it to the next step. You always, I know, but Donna, we're stressing way too much about it. How come it doesn't bother us that if all of our stuff is in one giant tub where we can't even find it? Oh, embellishments, just like, like acorns, if little fake acorns, if you were putting them on a wreath, and little fake candies if you were, doing crafts, or little tiny little clothespins. But yeah, it's the same thing. And it's the same thing with makeup and the bathroom and the vanity. And it's like, do you have something like this? Like, oh my gosh, I haven't used this toner. Let's see, but do I want it? No, I've not. Oh, I might need that. All right, I'll put it back. And you just put it back and you don't use it, and you don't use it, and you don't use it, but then you're like, all right, put it back there. I have that problem too. I could use it. I might use it. It's not expired. I might use it. It's not open. I might use it. Yeah. In one tote, it's sorted. There are so many more places. Hey, Diana. Just wanted to say I love being part of the... Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you. But please tell you how to fix this. Maybe I should run a camera when I'm doing it so you can see what I'm going through, because I'm really, maybe I would be more embarrassed. I probably should do that. Like I told you, that one lady that really, really totally clean. I mean, it wasn't fake cleaning. I should probably do that, because I think if I did that and I knew you guys were watching, then I'd be like, oh no, they're going to say, Carolyn, what are you keeping that for? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. It's like having that friend you need to tell you to toss it, get rid of that, get rid of it. If you haven't used it in 6 months, yeah, say that's what you need, right? Being held to it, right? Get rid of that, Danielle. Throw that out, Danielle. That's a good idea. Help a lot of people, right? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to need that, because you get in, like, before you did you notice that, like, sometimes if you saw my spice cupboard, you need therapy afterward. Well, yeah, you haven't seen mine. Make it simple, right? But if you get like it, just like if you have somebody there, like a friend of yours watching, then you're like, oh yeah, I'm not keeping this, because right, when in doubt, throw it. Yeah. So I just think it's easier when people are watching you, or you have that friend over. Your sister is a complete minimalist. My older kids are. Another one like you? Oh, like Sharon? Like Sharon? What is Sharon? What is Sharon? Throwing everything out? What is Sharon doing? I missed what Sharon's doing. She has a lot of material, right? Is that what you guys are talking about? Material stashes? Oh, your wife has that, Matthew? You're trying to become a minimalist. Yeah, oh, no way. Yeah, see, sometimes you wish, like, it's either all or nothing. You're like, you're a minimalist, or you're like, you think you're a saver. I think the younger generations could care less, Danielle, though I really do. I really think that that's how they are, especially millennials and younger. Your spices are in alphabetical order. And they want to give you stuff that you don't want, like they're helping you. But you know what, Inner? They probably feel good about giving it to you. And so maybe you should just take it and then donate it. Seriously, because you probably are helping them, Inner. You really probably are helping them. They feel better giving it to you. Accept it. Take it to the Salvation Army or something. She to throw everything away. Yep. Who's that? Who's not going to make it, Denise? Hey, Tico. It's better to have them all in the mix, so when you go look, it gives your mind great things. Your mom saved cards for years. So did my sister. And then my sister was going through the stuff, and I never thought my sister, because my sister, I mean, she like cherished cards. Cards were such a big deal. I'm telling you, we don't even get, like, I send out Christmas cards only because they, well, they say Merry Christmas there, but you know what I mean. They're a photograph, okay? So I send them to some relatives, but now everybody's on Facebook, most everybody, but I still, it gets less and less each year, but I still send them out. But other kinds of, a lot of other greeting cards, like even between Jimmy, like when you're first married, or at least when I was, it was like greeting cards, great for like everything, even like little baby, greeting cards, and then you have an entire drawer of them, right? And over the years, like cards were, they became less and less important in the cards. And so my sister was never like, my sister was like, she's a card person. I think you're either a card person or you're not a card person. My sister's a big, 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 big card person. And so the other year she was telling me that she was going through stuff and there were all these cards between her and her husband, and she has 2 kids. Son's married with a daughter, and her daughter's not married, 26. And her kids both looked at her and they said, Mom, get rid of that stuff now. Because if you think that we're going to sit here and look at this together when you're gone, you're crazy. We don't want it. Don't leave that for us to clean up. So I can't even believe it, she got rid of it. Yeah, Sarah, my parents had all their letters from World War II when my father was in the Navy. And I remember she threw them out one day. My sister and I wish we had those. Wished we had put them in a book or something. But my mother, I don't know. She just one day, it gone. Almost totes to keep the totes. I know how it is, Diana. You don't know how many containers I have right now. And I keep buying freaking containers every time I go out. I just bought more containers. They were on sale in Walmart. And I bought more containers. I have a problem. You volunteer to clean the kitchens that are messy. Really? Okay, that's good. There's something about containers. You know why? Because containers make a promise to us. Like, if you buy me, you're going to become so organized. You're going to look so nice. Get these matching containers. Oh, look at those pretty colors. Oh, those are going to let you see all your stuff and you can put a label on it. It's a lie. We buy the containers and we leave them. No, not today. Tomorrow, Susan, because it rained today. Remember, tomorrow's going to be nice. Within a week of throwing something away, yeah. Or somebody asks you for it, right, Jeannie? That happens to me. Like, I could ask my older kids, you want this? You want this? You want this knife sharpener? No. Or you don't, and you give it away, and then they go, hey, you have an extra knife sharpener? Or like just something obscure, like, what happened to that extra stapler you had? You know, like, I just, everything is going, yeah, I'm afraid of that too, Yoko girl. I think my older kids definitely will be like, goodbye, out. Everything was packed into packing boxes to be stored. Yeah, my daughter inherited my daughter. Isn't it bad? I know. But you always think, like, do you ever watch a craft tutorial, right? And these people, like, here's what it is for me, right? I always try to think, like, it's hard. Let's just say you're watching even a baking tutorial, right? Oh, I want to make, oh, shoot, I don't have walnuts. I could make it without walnuts. How do these people have walnuts all the time? And then, okay, you go buy the walnuts. You're watching the next one. Dried cranberries. Oh, gosh, I got to go out and get dried cranberries, right? And then you're just like, I wish I could just have this pantry like these people. And then anytime you want to go in there, you're going to make the stuff. But same kind of thing with crafting, right? Let's say you think you have everything you need for a craft, and you think you have it, and then you put it on, and the lady's like, go get your spray adhesive. And you're like, oh, spray adhesive. I had some spray. I don't know where it is now. And so you buy things so it sounds like, what's kidney? And question, when do you throw out? Oh, I don't know. You better check with your attorney on that one. I know they used to say like 7 years for certain things, but You're told you're a borderline hoarder. A just in case. And then even though I'm a just in case, like I'll just go, oh, because like, don't you envy those people that could go into the Dollar Tree and they see the thing? See, sometimes I can do that, but most times I have to watch a video or see a Pinterest, and then it gives me the idea of what I can do with that thing. And then once I have the idea, I can expand on it a lot, but I'm just not one that like sees these little pins and then sees that picture frame over there and realizes that if I could deconstruct it, I could. And so then they seem to know everything. They feel that, oh, I bought a bunch of these last year, and it almost always, every time I buy like a lot of something that I think, wow, I'm going to be set up to use these, you never need those. But you needed something else. Like, I may not need the fake acorns, but they're going to be like, go get your fake squirrels. Why didn't I buy the fake squirrels? Right? Oh, I should, like, my mother used to say something like, anytime we went to a restaurant, she used to look at the menu, look at the menu, look at the menu, and almost 9 times out of 10, even my older kids remember this, the food would come, she would look at somebody else and go, what did you get? Oh, I should have got that. I should have got that. That's so much better. I should have got that. 9 times out of 10, she should have got what somebody else got. So that's how I feel. Like if I go to the Dollar Tree, like you see these people like with the certain things that are these sought after items that people can't find because they found out that you could make something so terrific out of it. Good night, new friends. Good night, Lynn. And then I always try to find that item. And I'm like, but I always pick wrong. Usually I pick wrong. And then everybody else has got the other item that I just passed up and now, of course, can't get anymore. But then they found something to make out of it that's like unbelievable. I have a coffee mug addiction too. Jimmy just told me I need to do something about the coffee mugs. He doesn't understand. This one still has a price tag on the bottom of it. You just finished? Yeah, sure. Send me the link. I'll take a look. Okay, so you search acorns, you find a cute craft for them. But yeah, I don't know. It's years ago. Oh, the cats. Oh, I hope your cat's okay. Fear of missing out. Yeah, right? You can send it to my email, the True Crime Chat, Carolyn at True Crime Chat. Shoes are yours? I have limited space, so I must throw. You found some stuff, Muka? Good. Hey, Kazbat. We're talking about organization. Did you want to call in about something, Matthew? Just let me know if you sent an email if you want to call in, or anybody does. You wish your shoes would run away? You hoard clothes? Hey, Claire. Dig through it for locations. What? Oh. Books. Oh my gosh, Kathy. And Jimmy is just like, he's not a book person. He doesn't understand. Like, certain books he likes, okay? Certain books he likes. Science books, math books. But he doesn't get the books. He just, oh my gosh, do you need are you buying more books? That's why I don't like to go anywhere like Ollie's with him or anything. And then when the publishers send me books, I got more books. I'd like to just have like huge library shelves full of books. And he'd be like, boy, are you going to look at them? No, in case somebody comes over. I'll be the lake library. I can do AMSR. I can put that paper, that clear paper on. They actually do an ASMR putting those over the dust jackets. I could be the lake library. Books are my best friends. Yeah. You stop buying books. Anything I want to read is on your phone. I basically stopped, remember when magazines, right? Now magazines and stuff are all online, but sometimes you still want a magazine. I don't know. But I don't buy magazines anymore. But sometimes they send me magazines, I don't know. Do you want to call in, Matthew? Just let me know if you're sending me something so I know. You have crazy amounts of bits that belong in a junk drawer. Mailing every... I have too many junk drawers. I have a junk drawer in my kitchen that's this high. It's huge. It's huge. And it's not really junk that's in there, but it's stuff that probably shouldn't be in the kitchen. I know. Yeah. Shanann was unbelievable. I don't even how. I just don't know how. All right, thank you there, 3D burn, third degree burn. Thank you. You have 2 kitchen junk drawers. Oh, I have more than that. I mean, I have the narrow, but they're wide too. But I'm talking about, I have one that's this high. So I actually have at least 3 or 4. 2. See, it's bad. But maybe if I came clean on a video about it, wasn't there a show like that, Coming Clean or something, where people had to go there and show people what the heck is really going on? Can Jimmy do a Coming Clean about the top of the driveway? Could he do? You have a junk room? How about the sheds? Yeah. But wasn't there a show like that? Coming Clean or something? That would be a good show. I would do that. Can you imagine if, let's just say they would obscure your face and give you one of those deep voices that nobody knows, right? Because you know what it is? Sometimes you think, oh my gosh, no one is like me. They would, if they only knew about my junk drawers, right? And then you show it to someone and they go, oh my gosh, listen. Because misery loves company, right? So before they know, right? But as soon as somebody sees something that's as bad as theirs, or if it's worse than theirs, then they're like, hey, listen, I've got 6 drawers like that. It's okay. So, then the people become, oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, I might need that. I might need that poinsettia dress that is a jumper that I bought and I never wore, but I might want to wear it some holiday, or I might get a mannequin that it might look good on. Zoe had an okay day. I mean, she's still really weak and everything, wildlife. Yeah, thanks for asking. Taking it one day at a time. She was a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday she was seemed a little bit But I don't know if it could be the weather. It could be the weather with her joints because it's been rainy and stuff. And with the Lyme disease, you don't even know what's in your junk drawer, but it's all stuff I desperately might need one day. I know. And it's good just to say, like, you ever think of something, you go, yeah, I have it somewhere. Yeah. I'm just going to tell myself I have that somewhere. Yeah, I think it's in that drawer over there. I'm not going to look for it because I don't want to get disappointed that I don't have it anymore. You lied, you're still here? Such a fun first night. Thanks, Evie. Your daughter lives 10 miles from the shooting. What shooting? Did this just happen? Too personal. You have a memory of a great time. It's easier if someone says that looks terrible on you. Or if somebody says, oh, come on, you're not keeping that. That's ridiculous, right? And then you're like, you wouldn't keep it? Because sometimes someone just has to give you validation. Like, I'm telling you, like my older sister, like I would think about things she kept. Like, I can't tell you what it meant that she threw out the cards, right? And let's just say, like, she's like, you're not keeping this? You didn't keep yours? And if she says, like, no, then I'll be like, okay, good. Because it's like somebody tells you you're not going to be upset. Like, just throw it out. You don't need it. Give it away. Give it to somebody else. I might need, oh my gosh, receipts. Sometimes I have the tickets from clothing. Looking, that's exactly what we're doing. And then you know what, Claire? Like, let's say you need, I don't know, we bought new freaking shin guards this year because we put the other ones last year in such a good place. Okay? And then you just sit there and you buy things over and over and over again, or you buy things just to be sure. Have you ever been at the store and you're like, I know I have a glue gun. I know where my glue gun, I think I know where it is, but you know what? This glue gun's $3.97. I better just get it in some glue sticks in case I can't find mine. That's freaking bad, okay? That is so bad that you have to think that way. Can't finish cleaning. Yeah, that's right. We let it get that way, right? And then, like, then we want it all done in one day. You have so many, yeah, probably because you're buying them all the time to make sure you have one, right? That you can find. Because many times we found the glue gun, couldn't find the glue sticks. And you know they're there. You have them. You just can't remember where you put them. What's the weird, we could play that, right? I live far, right, exactly, Pat. So it's like, so many times I do that. You don't know how many times I do that. Stuff so well, carefully stored, cannot be found except by chance, right? And then do you do this? Like you go, wow, oh my gosh, I remember when I bought these acorns, I was going to make that, I was going to make that wreath. Yeah, maybe I'll make it this autumn. Yeah, okay. And you put it back, and then you don't make it. You know exactly this. Yeah, it was your. And I'm always scared of like running out of something. And it could be because I live a far away, and it has happened before. Like, you ever buy, like, they tell you like you only need one little thing of paint for this project, and then you get in the project and you need one more, and then if you live somewhere like I do, it's a long way. So then I'll end up like, remember that last time when I ran out of paint on that? I'm going to get 2. I might as well get 3. You get a better part if you buy 4. You get 4, right? 'Cause I need 4. I think I do need 4, right? At least 5 pairs. You never know where they're going to be. And look, they're at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to throw a bunch of scissors in there. That way we'll always have scissors. I hear you, Lisa. Paint, stain. You saw how much stain I bought at Ollie's. Jimmy's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. You know you always need stain. You always have the project. But meanwhile, I can't find the paint I bought last year for a project. Like, I don't know where it is. You're not the only one. Yeah, it makes you feel better, Jersey Angel? Good. Something. And then if you've ever run out of something, like let's just say you didn't have like a sponge paintbrush when you needed it, then you go there and you buy like 5 packs of sponge paintbrushes, right? I'm never going to be without a sponge paintbrush ever again. Remember that last time when I had to use my finger? Yeah, it's scary. I think everybody should come clean about it. We should have a come clean thing, and then somebody would show up on video at least once a week. We could have like 5 people along with myself coming clean about something. Could help us all. You should think about it. I'm just going to see if anybody emailed about that. It's, yeah. If I've ever run out of something, and I think that'll save me, but it's never going to be the foam paintbrushes that I'm going to need. It's always going to be something else that, dang, why didn't I think about that? Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure that you paint your nails all the time as well. What others think sometimes becomes too important. I want a glue gun, but no open plugins. All taken up with wall-to-wall bookshelves. I've got to stop. I'm starting to make myself feel bad. Phoebe, you have 10 pairs of scissors and they want me to only keep 3. Yeah, and doesn't it, like, if somebody tells you that, like, you've got to get rid of 7 pairs. You don't know how much, and like, you freak out. We need those. We need the scissors are not. Look, I'll put the scissors in something. They'll all be in something, right? And you're making these deals. If I can just keep the scissors, I'll give up the acorns. Certain magazines for me are like, it's just, mostly magazines are okay now, like, because almost everything is online. But like, there's some magazines that are like, I don't know, like, oh my, you found your family? We would probably all make us get worse, right? Because you'd be like, should I keep these 10 pairs of scissors? Oh, yes, yeah, of course, keep those. You have like 4 right near you? And I didn't go to one when I was up there. I should have. Small projects at a time instead of... Right, I know that. And then, but you're so hard on yourself, right? Like, you can let it go. Like, I could leave all that craft stuff in a terrible mess, but then the first day I go to organize it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't get enough done. I didn't organize it all. Yeah, from 2006. Oh my gosh. And then you're like, these are going to be vintage now. I can't throw them out now. They're vintage. I could use those for a project. It could be good decoupage. Anyone else? No, I did need to do something. As long as they don't touch the fabric ones, right? Possibly even 2004. Maybe even in 1999 somewhere. Hey, the year 2000. keep cardboard boxes because I I could need those for, I don't know, wheels on that little red truck. Or like, I don't do that, but maybe there's like a nice box, like that's a nice shoebox. That's a really nice shoebox. You know what I think? Probably, I don't know, you could put baseball cards in, like, even though I have 19,000 containers, that's a really nice shoebox. You bought something online once when you went to the checkout. A link took you to this page. If I pay $5 and I fix... Yeah, you don't even have to pay $5. They have so many magazines for free now. You can't believe it. Melly Mel's with you doing laundry. Use boxes so they can... Your butterfly hatched? Who just said their butterfly hatched? A massive... Somebody said their butterfly. Who has a butterfly that hatched? Oh, Janelle. You let it go? A beautiful black swallowtail? Oh, is it? I'll have to check it out. TIRR. Bubble wraps are always, yeah, right? I have that too. Like, I'm okay with those air pillow things, but if I have like really nice bubble wrap, then I'm like, you know what, I'm probably going to need this extra for Christmas stuff. And I just wrapped up something today with bubble wrap but it's like, yeah, well, I might as well keep this. So then I thought my son, right? Because my son was, so he does a lot of, he always upgrades his computer, and he'll sell like his old graphics card, and he does like a lot of stuff like that. He'll just get rid of it on eBay. I thought he was going to be so free. This is what I'm telling you about these freaking kids today. So I thought he'd be really happy that I was going to give him that guy Tico Stacks, if he finds a bag of bubble wrap somewhere, he is like thrilled with bubble wrap, right? So I think my son, okay, he's going to be really happy that I have all this bubble wrap for him. Now, if he asked me for bubble wrap to send a package, he'd be happy if I just gave him like a little piece, here, just what he needs, and that's it. So I go, oh, Ray, you're going to be so happy. I've got like this huge contractor's bag full of bubble wrap. And he goes, I'm not taking that. I don't need that much bubble wrap. And I'm like, just take it. No, Mom, I really don't want that much. Where am I going to put that? I said, well, put it in your trunk. I don't want that much bubble wrap. You know, it's just crazy. And you think that they're going to be so happy. Just take the damn bubble wrap. I just threw it in the back of his car. I did. And then he got there. He said, Mom, did you put that in my car? I'm like, yeah, I did. Give it away. I don't care. Bring it to the post office. Get rid of it for me. I have too much bubble wrap in here. Used to buy giant boxes for her birthday. My daughter likes it, but my daughter can't take that back like on the bus with her, you know, or the train. So your mom clears out family memory stuff and then keeps bells on crackers, ribbons from gift cards. She's an artist. I'm like, you threw out your photos. That's another thing. Art, like sometimes you have a certain idea what a sculpture is, okay? Well, when my daughter was little, there was this couple, and they were older when they had their kids, okay? They were both artists, okay? Now, I live in a very artsy kind of place, okay? You have a lot of hippie-ish kind of, really artsy kind of far out there people, okay? Nothing wrong with that. It just, you know, that the area has a lot of people like that. Anyway, these two, she was very into politics too. Like she ran for office, but she was very artsy, but you wouldn't think she was him more so, but she seemed more like political, but she was an artist. And they had their children late in life, like in their 40s, and I was a good 20 years younger, okay? So but our girls were friends. But there was like a whole different dynamic when her daughter would be in the car telling me stuff about her parents. So one day she's telling me over and over that my mother's working on her sculpture. My mother's working on her sculpture. Now, we had a lady on our block when I was growing up, and she had sculptures, and they were sculptures like you would imagine, out of clay, out of some kind of, right? And they were like, oh, look at your sculpture. Oh, it's beautiful, right? So I'm hearing this for like weeks on end that, no, my mother can't do this because she's working on her sculpture. So I'm like, wow. And here I am, I'm thinking like, that must be something to just like throw something together like that, right? With your hands. And it's a great thing. And I'm thinking like, what kind of sculpture? And the kid can't tell me much about it, right? So one day, listen to this, we have a local paper. And she lived near me, but I'm looking for a sculpture in the house. Like I just had to look out in the yard. So they put it in the paper, her sculpture. Do you know what her sculpture was? And Nancy, if you're listening, I love you. I love you, but I didn't know that I could create a sculpture like that as well and call it a sculpture. I didn't think that was it. I thought it was like chairs around a fire pit. Okay, so the sculpture was big pieces of a tree, logs that aren't split round, like maybe somebody would sit on them, maybe the big ones you would use around a fire pit or something. Okay, so unsplit logs. She put them in a circle in a field that they lived on. They had a Christmas tree farm, okay? She had a field. She put these in a circle. That was it. There was no chainsaw carving. There was no elaborate bench built over them. There was nothing. She took these and put them in a circle. I wish I could find the picture. I'm sure I can find the picture. And I said, is that the sculpture? Yes. That's the sculpture your mother's been working on. I have a similar. I didn't know it was a sculpture. I put those big ones out there by the fire pit because I thought they made really good stools. I didn't know I was sculpting. I was beside myself. I couldn't handle it. I said, what was she doing? Oh, you don't know. She had to get them just right. They had to be of all a certain height, and it's very hard. That's very intense. Okay, all right. I was floored. I was floored by that. You get it? And that was the sculpture. I can't even imagine tree trunks. Well, yeah, well, just think like if you have a tree and you just keep cutting, like it's all the same diameter, right? And then you just cut it, and you cut them like this high, another one, and around. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think if I was out there doing that for that long, and my parents were alive at the time, they'd be like, what are you doing? Oh, it's my sculpture. Okay, what are you putting a fire pit in the middle? No. What are you doing? I don't know, I'm just a sculpture. I lose how that's a sculpture, but if you're sculpting a ladder out of used chewing. 'Cause chewing. 'Gum. 'Cause chewing. 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 'Cause Hi, Amy. Of the paintings that, well, for millions, there are like one red dot. I know, some crazy stuff, right? Looks like a kid did it. But like at the whole time, I'm thinking like she's making this incredible bust of a person. You know, like who is it? She's in there with clay up to her eyeballs. You know, sculpting with that little the little wire thing. She's chiseling out the features. And I'm thinking like, wow, your mom is like majorly talented. She's just sculpting away like in a studio, and picture her with that big apron, clay all over it, you know, clay in her hair. I never pictured her out in the field with logs. Oh, don't say the seasonal switch. Stop. Stops right there. Yeah. With that type of art, you act like it's so great to see what he's... No, it was the logs. I thought she was like, yeah, I thought that was what was going on, but no. Bigfoot? So you wouldn't even attempt your craft room as a sculpture? You like the live art? Your hubby doesn't, he says, is that really bothering you? Yes, I lay awake at night, it is. Well, there are like, I'm not joking around, 5 guitar cases without guitars in them in the family room. And I said to Jimmy, what are we doing with these cases? Can you bring them downstairs? Well, we have to get the carpet in that area so we can put the music stuff on it. I said, we've got a carpet in the car. I thought you were using that. I said, no, you can take that one. I have lots of other carpets that I can use. And then he's like, okay, the guitar cases are all still there. And then boxes of cords, like amplifier cords that if he died, I wouldn't even know what they went to. Baskets, huge baskets full of them. I don't even know what they are. That's because the guitars are usually leaned up against the couch so he could just grab them up and play. And it's got to be like more than one. No, he's not going to sell them. They go in there if he's ever taking them somewhere. Oh my gosh, I couldn't put his guitars in there. He'd go nuts. It would get ruined. Ruined, I tell you. Sheet music. The wires is crazy. And then when you want... Oh, he's got enough. Janelle, please. Don't get me started. Shaking my head, in my opinion. SMH is shaking my head, and the other one is, in my opinion. You have tons of chords and no idea what they go for. Go with. All right, go to. I wish I had one compulsively neat, organized child, Sharon. One compulsively neat, like. This one girlfriend of mine, her son was kindergarten. He would not leave the house until every toy was in its place. Like, she'd go, come on, we have to go, we have to go. He would stress out major anxiety at a birthday party at his house because the kids were taking out things, and then what if they lost the pieces? How was he going to put all the stuff up? Like, he was majorly, and she's the same way. I just saw her at the back to school night, but she's the one we always had to tell her, like, she comes to a party at your house, she's cleaning, okay? But you're at a party with her at someone else's house, she cleaned someone's pool. She was there with the pool. I'm like, will you sit down for a minute? Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. She can't stop. She can't stop. She's cleaning up the classroom at the back. Come on, sit down. They're talking about, no, I'm just going to clean it up. She can't stop giving direction. I'm not kidding. I walked into the classroom because our kids are normally in the same class, hers and mine. I don't know why. Her husband's a teacher. He's always there. I sit down right in front of her, and she goes like, she couldn't help herself. Carolyn, go up there because there's this sign up for the parent-teacher conferences. Hurry, go up and put your name on it. Go on now, go. Like, she's got to direct you. Like, if I hadn't done that, she would have been like, Carolyn, the parent-teacher, it's going to fill up, and you're not going to get your space on there, and then you're not going to be able to talk to the teacher. Go. She's always doing something. I'm just going to be straightening up all the science materials from the back. The books are out of. We can't get her to sit down. And the son is the same way. But he was the same way. I've known them since they've been in preschool. And I'm just thinking, like, why? Just one compulsive neat like that drives them crazy. Like, I've got to organize all that. Your son's the one who cleans their house. His father-in-law is delighted. He was worried that the two of them, daughter-in-law, is sloppy but adorable. That's like my daughter. She's a typical left-handed person. Your mom came to help. I couldn't sleep because she was cleaning everything. You're left-handed too? Oh my gosh. But that's how it is. She's ADHD. I have ADD. I don't have ADHD. My boys will clean, like, they will get on a tear. Like, they would get on a tear. They would let their room go, and then one night they would just be like cleaning machines. And I have to say, like, my oldest son, if they had to, like, they can both clean, like, way, 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 way better than my daughter. You're a converted lefty? Lefties, yeah, they're very, very creative, messy. I mean, for the most part, they're a little, yeah. Nothing's wrong with being left-handed at all. I have 3 left-handers. Nothing's wrong with being left-handed. I'm ambidextrous as well. But it's just they're more creative. They just tend to be a little messier. Nothing's wrong. I told you I had left-handed rage. I fight for the left-handers. I had a left-handed rage episode in Dick's Sporting Goods when I took every single baseball glove down when I was trying to get one for my daughter, and they would order like 400 right-handed gloves and 3 lefties. And if you didn't get to the store immediately, and it was like my 5th store, and I swear to you, I think I got escorted out. I don't know what the heck happened. I just kept picking up one glove off the wall and I was doing a Joan Crawford, when she was doing wire hangers, I was doing that with the baseball gloves. I did. I picked up one, I'd go right-handed, and I threw it on the floor. I took everyone down until they came And then I said, your buyers need to learn that left-handers are moving up in the world. The statistics are not what you think they are. They're not 400 right-handed gloves and 3 left-handers. And I had left-handed rage, and it's a real thing. It's an absolute real thing. And his paper is completely flipped upside down and writing. Yeah, my son needed left-handed golf clubs. There's plenty more lefties now because people are not... In the old days, people converted left-handers because they said something was wrong with them. They're like, ma'am, can I... I'm like, how could you not order left-handed gloves? What is this? You can find oven-mitts for both. A lot of times they're reversible, right? You just turned it around. You can wear them on either hand. You heard it's more prominent in females? Clean up. They did that to your uncle? Yeah, a lot of people do that. No more righties, Mona? Left-handed people have no... Remember, like, I remember, like, when I was in school and you'd see that left-handed person writing and you're like, how are they writing like that? That looks so unbelievably uncomfortable. Luke is my son. One of my sons is the opposite. He plays sports like a lefty, but he writes like a righty. He's totally ambidextrous. You're finally able to make a line. Miss you all. Hey, keep it kind. Miss you too. They made your son use a right-handed because he kept using both hands. Oh my gosh. Really? Some baseball, softball coach tried to do that to my daughter. He tried to switch her. It totally messed her up so bad. You write with your right hand but do everything else left-handed? I do a lot. Like, everybody always goes to me when they see where I wear my watch. They go, you left-handed? And I go, no. But it always felt better like there. And I noticed there's some things I do with my left hand. And so it's not that I don't think my parents switched me, but I think I was just could use both. So we not to smudge it. You're better at left hand. You can write backwards, which indicates I was a lefty and switched by the nuns. Yeah, probably. They used to tie your arm to the side with a jump rope. Oh my gosh. If you're using your left hand, that's horrible. That is horrible, Mrs. Roger Rabbit. The left hand, oh, I always wanted to use those, right? No, those are just for the lefties. I used to try it. And then it was like, I can't use these. But they always felt so special. Like, how come the lefty gets his own scissor? I want a lefty. I want my own scissor. My mother made sure we didn't write with our left. Oh my gosh. That is abuse. That's horrible. When you were in second grade, you would count with your left hand and your teacher was so mean to you? Really? My teacher, well, you all know about my teacher because of 1 is the loneliest number when I was in first grade. So if any problem ended in 1, I used to just put a little tiny little number next to it just so it had a friend. because I felt bad for the one because of that song. Had that song not been out, I would have been okay. But it was that song, one is the loneliest number. So I would write a little 3, and I try to write it so light, and my teacher would go like this: erase your answers fully. Like she would just write horrible things on the paper, and I couldn't tell her that I was just writing the 3 because he needed a friend. Because she hated, I just thought like she hated me. She was like definitely bipolar. I have a whole video on this somewhere, but yeah, I would always write the little number in, and I still kept doing it, and she still kept screaming that why was I putting the number, erase your answers. I kept saying that I'm not erased, he's just written in really lightly because the one needs a friend. You do have, but there are extra rooms. Yeah, there always, we'll get to it someday. I'll get to all that stuff someday. At dinner, the lefties sat on the one side of the table and the righties on the other. You love that story. I know. I did. I felt bad for the one because that song, I didn't want him to be lonely. I don't like people to be lonely. Numbers lonely. I just thought he felt bad. I really thought that the one had feelings and that he was looking on the math page because it was probably like those because we was only first grade. So we were, 6 years old? So it was probably those minute time tests. And anytime I would get to a 1, I would feel like he was looking at the 3 and the 4 and the 6 next to him and thinking like, they're not lonely. Why do I have to be lonely? So I would make him a friend. My teacher didn't understand that. Used to keep gummy bears in a matchbox with a toilet roll blanket. Oh, you couldn't eat them, they had feelings. I couldn't eat my chocolate bunnies. It was too traumatic. Just crazy things. Yeah. You had a terrible itchy rash on your back and you thought it was a bug bite. It went away, but then it came back. Ooh, really? Oh no. Your first movie at school was you can remember your first movie at school? I remember we used to watch those PBS things, and I still want to know the guy with the van and bread and butterflies, and if we were ever home and we got to watch it, it was great. You thought Jerry Mahoney was a real boy, but he was a puppet. To this day, and my vitamins are 2 flavored gummies. I feel bad. I take 2 of the same color. Cannot have anything on them, they can't breathe. And yeah, right? I feel you there, Lisa. Your husband takes feet and biting the ears off for You ate unbeknownst to your pet chicken. Oh, you mean so? Oh, I hate when I hear stories like that. Oh, I hate when I hear stories like that. Oh, they took you to the local cinema? Okay. Updates on what, Judy? Stop asking like this. I preserved until my brother would eat them though. I had a brother that would eat them, and then I would be, and he'd leave the evidence. Goodbye, Mandy. What time is it? I have to leave in a few minutes because I have to go picking apples tomorrow and hay riding and all that kind of good stuff, crazy stuff. You just got shingles vaccine? It gave you flu life. Really? Deandy? Whatever happened to Deandra and Deanna? Seen them at Rara. I know Deanna, her husband was very, very sick. Kathy, normal is so overrated. It's so nice to find, like, isn't it like when you think you have a really weird quirk and then you find someone that says they do the same thing and then you feel completely validated? Like, have you ever put something in a Google search and before you even get to it, it starts to fill it in for you and you're like, wow, I'm not so weird after all. I can't believe people have thought of this before, right? Like, like at least you could be like, do stuffed animals does anybody feel stuffed animals have? And then it'll fill in like feelings and you'll be like, oh my gosh, right? And then you're like, I'm not alone. Yeah, the internet's been great for that, right? And you're like, wow. Or like if you have like like, why does my elbow hurt right here? And then you put it in and you see like there's a message board where somebody's got the exact same. My elbow just started hurting right here. And then you watch and there's like some guy that it was like 3 years ago. So you're like, oh, it's not that bad. He's still in the chat room and all these people are still there. And then all the people in that little chat are saying the same thing. Like, my elbow hurts exactly there too. Well, I went to and everybody's waiting for one of them to go to the doctor to see what it is, right? Now, if one of them came back and said, like, I went to the doctor and they said, that's it, I've got like 2 months to live. But it's always like the person goes to the doctor and they find out it's just, something very insignificant. And then everybody else just assumes that's exactly what they have. And they're just so glad and they're typing that in. I'm so glad that you have the same thing I have. I was so scared, right? But it's not just about that. It's like you could find things like, like I can't throw out my this or and then it's filling it in for you. And you're like, oh my gosh, somebody has that. Good night there, Matthew. You're doing a walk on mental illness awareness? Are you trying to tell us something? Keep it kind. Anyone can Google any medical thing because I get too anxious. Oh, you can't. Right. And everything will, though, Robin, right? No matter what you put up there, it'll be like blah, 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 cancer. Blah, 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 cancer. blah, 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 brain tumor. And then, but it could be like all these other things, but then you're going to just obsess over like the worst thing. And most people are going to tell you like it's like the worst thing ever. YN, the second way. Or diabetes. Did you Google? Yeah, right. My obstetrician used to tell me, don't Google it. Do not do it. You're only going to see the worst cases out there. Nobody goes on to say, oh, it was nothing. They're just so happy they're not dying. They don't go back onto the message board. It's hard. Good night, Darwin. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't look stuff up online. The stuff I do have is scary enough. I don't need anything else to worry about. Right, because it will always be the worst. So, of course, you had to Google everything. Oh, no. Sometimes Dr. Google saves lives. This was the best chat ever. It covered all your issues, Donna. Okay. Good. You blog about your healthy pancreas all the time. This room saves lives. Or makes you feel not so alone. Right. You could just be dizzy because you have maybe some low blood sugar. You need to eat a Snickers. Or you could be dying. Yeah. You have a weird habit of silently reading license plates as cars go by. And I make up words to the letters. That's funny. You look forward to it every day. You looked up. You have you don't feel so alone, right? Well, anyway, I am going to go so that I can be awake and alert to pick apples tomorrow, and I'll see if I can take some video of the of what happens. I haven't. This one has the biggest. It's faker thing. It says it's the biggest gnome in the world, garden gnome. It says or in the, I don't know if it's in the world, and but it's like it's the third largest or something. It's just a faker thing. But everybody goes and stops there and takes a picture. My daughter makes me every time we go to the Sheep and Wool Festival. It's on the way. So we have to go and do that. Is anybody going to the Sheep and Wool Festival? Or any of you going to the Sheep and Wool Festival? Anybody? Probably not. Okay, good. All right. Not really. All right, everybody, take care. And I'll pick the loneliest. I get like that too. Yeah, I do. Sometimes, like when I'm picking out fruit, or I'm like, the little pine. Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's very bad. All right. Thank you to our moderators. Thank you to everybody for coming. See you guys later. You're afraid I'm going to miss it this year. I know you were looking forward to going, Mona.